I wasn't a runaway by chance. I was a runaway by choice. I wanted to be on the streets. As a 13-year-old, the streets was a place of magic, a place of adventure, a place of excitement, a place where I could be somebody totally different. And the book says, on the streets, I lived a life of fantasy. I was an adult, not a troubled young teenager who didn't want to go home. On the streets, I had no responsibility, no studies or homework, no authority figures to tell me what to do or not do. On the streets, I could escape it all. I didn't have any fear of physical abuse, rejection, or alienation. On the streets, I became somebody else. Wisdom from the Streets is about the street kid and the therapist. And in that sense, the way that I wrote it was to have a street kid chapter followed by a therapist chapter. What essentially I mean by that is that the street kid had the experiences and talks about the reflection on the street, the things that he remembers, the things that were experienced. But the book starts out, hey, I want to go shoot pool. That's the street kid. And it actually has its own font. The street kid has his own type. And then the therapist says, after he says, hey, I want to go shoot pool. Yeah, why don't you? It'll be good to get away a little, but we need to work on the book today. And the street kid says, who's the we? Now, lots of times we see ourselves as people who have conflicting emotions, conflicting motivations. And so, from my standpoint, as I was writing the book, I kept hearing the two perspectives, the two voices. Well, I am writing about you, the street kid, the teenage runaway, pretending to be an adult. And of course, I'm writing about your journey of self-discovery through failure into a life with meaning and purpose. How's that sound? Sounds like you're pretending to be the therapist. You know, the Ph.D. And then the therapist says, but I am the therapist, the Ph.D. And the street kid says, not without me, you're not.